Hi, no one can turn you into a victim. Only you can. Someone can do something horrendous, something horrific, something very painful onto you. That's true. But there's nothing no one can do to you that you can't overcome. Um, Hi, my name is Shaila Cruz. I love helping struggling adults to become happy, energetic, and resourceful. I believe that's the way to create the life you want. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born from parents from Suriname, South America, and they came to the Netherlands on a honeymoon and they never left. Back then, when they would go outside to the market, people would come up to them and touch them, rub their skin to see if any of the brown residue, because they're colored clearly, um, would leave any stains, if it would rub off. So that's the state of mind that I was born in that era. Um, so as long as I can remember, I've been singled out because of my skin color. Firstly, by children at school, they would call me names, all regarding my skin color, and always made me feel left out. That I wasn't allowed to join play because I had a different skin color. So as I grew up, of course, this transcended, and it wasn't as much the children that made me feel that I was different, but there were adults that made me feel like I was different if I would go to the store. Or, for instance, when I went to high school, I had a teacher who would tell me every day, so 5 days a week, he would tell me I was stupid, I would never amount to anything. Well, he would just say oh, remarks like that every class. Yes, and I know that his remarks regarded my skin color, I found out later, but let's not get into that. Um, so I've been um, experiencing racism on a more or less daily basis all my life. But still, even though I am convinced that no one can make you a victim of racism unless you let them. Um, no matter how painful the events were, because I don't want to play the sad or the pitiful card, but to grow up and always be singled out, it was not a fun story. It wasn't fun to never belong or feel like you could be one of the in crowds. um, so no matter how painful the events were, I kind of knew that it was up to me to decide what I wanted to do with the events, how I wanted them to impact me, or if I wanted them to impact me at all, for that matter. All the negative comments of the teacher, I took them and I turned them into fuel to prove that I was better, that I could amount to anything I wanted, and that his remarks were his opinion, but they were not determining my life nor my future. So I ended up being a policymaker at the, let me check, Secretary of the Interior. And I also was one of the speechwriters for the Secretary of the Interior. Um, I've been a politician. I did many things, so many things that were well. If I would not have amounted to anything like he said, those things would have not been in my past now. But that's why what I want to make clear, and that this is the first step that I want to give you, is decide for yourself what the impact is that you want the event to have on you and on your future. And in most cases it will probably be none, because you don't want your future to be determined by an aggressor, by someone that wants to impact your life negatively. So that was step one. Over to step two. Whatever the aggressor, like the teacher in my story, um, said, is between him and his maker. It doesn't have anything to do with me, actually. And I believe in karma, and that's all on him. That's his problem. I have nothing to do with that. And I'm not going to take that onto me, on my shoulders, and drag it with me in my future. That's his. It's his actions. It's his doing. And it's up to him to, at some point in his life, reckon with what he did. So that's step two. Then over to step three, letting go. Um, of course, what happened might hurt you. It might be painful. I think the way I'm speaking now, it doesn't come across as painful. Um, and I can imagine that other events might be more painful, or if they were recent, that they are painful. I think it's very important to stress that no matter how painful it is, try to disconnect from the pain. Try to disconnect from even wanting to get revenge, because you can't turn back time. You can't undo what happened. And wanting revenge is still taking it with you, putting it on your shoulder, and dragging it into your future. And that's exactly what I would not want for you to happen. By letting it go, by disconnecting it from who you are, by disconnecting from the pain, from wanting to take revenge, from maybe striking out on social media, you'll only enlarge it and connect it to you, because you'll be tempted to do things that will be between you and your maker. And you don't want to go there, right? Okay, now, before I finish off, there is one last thing that I want to state. We all know Oprah Winfrey, right? And we all know, have an idea of what happened in her younger years and all the bad stuff that happened in her youth. I think she turned it around as well and used it as fuel, or at least disconnected from it. And I sincerely hope that you'll be able to do that as well, and maybe be as successful as she is, and turn this negative event around, because no one has the right to decide your future. Only you. Only you have the right to decide your own future, and only you can decide how anything can impact you, your future, your life. And I hope it will be wonderful. If you are inspired by what I just said and would like to work with me, I would love to work with you. Please reach out. My email is below. I would love to hear what you think about the video. Leave some comments. Have a great day. Bye.